Would you think, I mean, I guess so one question is how would you attract more professors? But on another part, do you think that this is just a pure question, I really don't have any assumption on the answer, is like even in the electrical field, an electrician goes, they do a course, and then they're going and doing on-site work, and over a period of years, they're actually working, getting paid, and then they take a couple months off. Is there any opportunity for that type of system where you're getting people into the field faster? It's not purely academic. And then I just was at an event where I don't think any of these students had working experience. They just finished graduating, so they're at the CIM event.
Yes. And they're looking for a job where they don't want to go to work field, right?
Yeah, but it's like, well, maybe this should be,
problem.
maybe your thing should be 6 years instead of 4 or whatever. I mean, I won't pretend to know anything about it, but and then you should be on the field. Could you do something like that in these disciplines?
Absolutely can do it. Again, I come back to it's about in a broader term called policy. Okay, it's a vague thing unless you define it. Policy from the federal sector, federal governments can do something. It comes down to state government, then it comes down to university level. Then the most important entity in the industry, industry and academia, they can work together. I really thank to our professional society SME. They have been very proactive, setting up a system where industry can put the money, and then the PhD scholarship can go. They're already funding PhDs and also funding new generation professor. That's a good thing that professional societies have a role in there, and SME is doing fantastic. I think that only society doing in the world. However, the industry academia, they need to set up a system. Like I like your idea so much because I've seen it happening. I've seen it happening in India.
Oh, so they are doing it in other countries.
Oh, yeah. Within the same time frame. I believe it is the same thing in Colombia. I'm not sure. There are some other schools where, and also, it pretty much depends on the industry and academia, how they work together. It doesn't have to have, 4 years degree or 3 years degree go to another 2 years. No, the internship programs, which fortunately is coming back in a good way. Because industry needs people. They're realizing, I think we are kind of at that time frame now, Jared, when everyone is trying to at a realization point. They're thinking of what we need to do. They're experimenting with few things. But that is an absolutely great idea. And the industry should demand that we need students who have done paid internship, not unpaid. For any work that you don't pay, you don't get anything out of it. Honestly, it's not.
Yeah, I don't even begin to. I don't. It drives me nuts because you're literally attracting the people that are willing to do anything, which is working for free, as opposed to somebody that wants to work at a very high level.
Yes.
And you need to make a living. You do not work. There's still some of this idea, and I've seen it around, is that it's like you perform better under pressure. There's enough pressure. Having enough food to eat. There's enough. Yeah, it's like an athlete being like, okay, your first 2 years, you're not going to make a living. Like, of course they're not. Yeah, now they've got a whole other kind of stress while you're trying to asking them to perform at a high level. It makes absolutely no sense.
I think that's a kind of it has a multiple tangle and multiple kind of areas what you asked. I think we should discuss that because we should discuss that honestly. The first thing is many students actually unofficially I mentor them. I advise them not to take any assignment without payment, not to take any assignment, provided you know what you're doing. And don't take an assignment where they in the first job, right? Interns type of thing. Your interns are supposed to receive training while being a little bit productive. And we're just paying them peanuts, honestly. compared to a full-time employee.
Right.
Okay, that's okay. That's their students anyway. Okay, but they should be paid. I'm also anywhere, any of my clients ask me, I say, look, I've advised many people, please hire people in the summer, train them. They could be your future employees. Okay, please pay them. I advise the same thing in, I have to, package them two different ways to both sides. And actually, if you have developed that kind of relationship with the industry, I think it's happening in Utah, happening in Colorado, happening in Nevada, I'm pretty sure actually in Canada also. Some companies coming and hiring interns with an intention to keep them. It's just happening.
Right.
But
yeah.
it should be more global.
Right.
Because I think Australia is already in the track. Australia hiring interns from outside Australia. Hiring interns from outside Australia. They are coming to India and getting the interns from there. Okay, they are that proactive. I mean, I have seen people going to from Indian School of Mines or IIT BHU, going to Australia, going to Europe, and working on the internship as an intern, coming back, and their resume is built. It's like a win-win for both sides.
So are those paid interns? Like would an intern from India going to Australia, is that a paid intern?
They're very well paid, actually. I think by the time they're out from the internship, they kind of, I think it's a rare thing. Let me say this way: it's a rare or uncommon thing that this international intern is hired and not having a job offer from the hiring authority or somewhat similar to that. But there's one other issue also, Jared. You will see mainly when it comes to senior manager level, senior management level, the designation can be anything. We're talking about 15, 20 years plus experienced people. There's a need for those talents in the industry, but they're being filled by the people with less experience and less payment.
You mean at the lower tiers of the company, there's that resistance there.
And personally, I knew a couple of instances where that happened. I said, it's not a good thing. Yeah. Yes. But what that means, actually, there are only a couple of entities, a couple of companies you will hear in the entire North America where employees want to work. Why, you think? Salary, the culture, right? Today's world, we know that thanks to COVID, we don't have to work 8 hours a day, but if we need to, we'll work 16 hours a day. But I need my time. Flexibility, that comes into with the culture, and you pay them, do not bargain with the right talent. Yes, there are unreasonable expectations from some people. Don't worry about those. Right talent, pay them, and give them flexible life. There are a couple of companies, I don't want to name them, you would hear them about them. People are sending the resumes like anything, honestly.